Triangle theory. For those of you who already know and fully understand this, just bear with me. For those of you who don't, join in the fun. Alright? Now the boxing triangle theory. This details fighters with common opponents. And 9 times out of 10, those opponents are usually good or at least halfway decent opponents. Now to form a boxing triangle, you need 3 fighters. Hence the triangle, 3 points. Let's say A, B, and C, or X, Y, Z. Alright, so fighter A, to complete a triangle in boxing, fighter A, this is an example, y'all, must beat fighter B. Then fighter B must defeat fighter C. Excuse me. And to make the triangle complete, fighter C must come back around and beat fighter A. And for those of y'all that are good with math and permutations, you can mix it up any way you want to do it. You can mix it up BAC, where B defeats A defeats C, and C defeats B. You can mix it up any way you want. All right. Now, in a completed triangle, it's difficult to decide which of the 3 boxers are the best or the worst, because all of them have at least 1 win and at least 1 loss within the daggum triangle. So to me, the more they fight the same level or higher competition, that those those questions and answers will be ironed out, and everybody can bear witness. So hence we have Berto, Lopez, and Ortiz. Andre Berto, Josecito Lopez, and Victor Ortiz. Check it out. Victor Ortiz had an awesome unanimous decision victory over Berto. I think that won Fighter of the Year that year. Then, of course, Ortiz, his heart started pumping Kool-Aid instead of blood, and he quit and was TKO'd by a smaller, wild swinging Josecito Lopez. Then, this previous weekend, Berto came along and clean swept right through Lopez. Bam, we have a triangle. Now, who has the better style out of those 3? Who has fought the better competition out of those 3? Who is the better fighter out of those 3 jokers we just named? Andre Berto, Josecito Lopez, and Victor Ortiz. Now, at the moment, no comment. All right, now styles make fights. We see who really has the juice, and this is a testament to the boxer's greatness, to the fighter themselves. Styles make fights, but the fighter makes and becomes greatness. Think about it. When you have such great styles such as Sugar Ray Robinson, Sugar Ray Leonard, Muhammad Ali, who can defeat a myriad of different styles, those 3 styles could defeat a whole army of styles. And we attribute greatness to them because they faced adversity with a certain style, right? They then adjusted. They then capitalized. They then persevered, whether it's they got up off the canvas or they just dealt with a cut over their eye or a broken thumb. They persevered however way and won. And we attribute prominence to these greats because not many boxers, especially nowadays, can deal with the variables and ins and outs of differing styles. Yeah, y'all understand? Not many boxers nowadays are versatile enough to adapt in the ring, to adjust after something is clearly not working, or to adjust after something has been tearing their heads up all bout. And just to be even more blunt, not many fighters nowadays are courageous enough to even battle certain styles. Hence the reason for ducking, careful career planning, cherry picking, etc., etc. All right, now let's look at some classic examples of the triangle theory at its best. One of the most famous, this was about 7 to 8 years ago, was the Cotto, Mosley, Margarito triangle. So, bam, you had Cotto, he beat Mosley. Then the next year or so later, within a year and a half, Margarito, with bricks in his gloves, TKO Cotto. Then the year after that, Mosley came along, completed the triangle, and TKO'd Margarito. Now, the triangle just mentioned had all the fighters within it with at least one win and 1 loss to the other 2. So who's the better fighter? Who's the better fighter? Now, that's for history, legacy, the competition later on in that certain boxer's career, and for the fans to decide. So out of those three we just named, who has the better style? Well, hence we have the triangle theory. Styles make fights. And we won't be able to fully gauge that question until they fight other styles, till they fight so-called better or perfect styles that they should win against, which they all have, by the way. But for us to even entertain these questions, the fighters must fight one another. Okay, they got to fight different styles. They got to be willing to take chances and fight, you know, a whole slew of styles to carve their name out in history, in stone, to be forever remembered. All right, so here's some other famous triangles. All right, we just mentioned Cotto, Margarito, and Mosley. We had Pacquiao, Morales, Barrera. We had Hagler, Hearns, Duran, and Leonard. Well, I guess that's a square. You know, that's four. But y'all get the point. We had Ali, Frazier, Foreman. You know, the first time they met, Frazier beat Ali. Then Foreman just came through and just wiped the floor, obliterated Frazier. Then Ali came back, and when everybody was crying, thought he was going to get murdered in the ring, whooped down Foreman. Then he went life and death with Frazier twice and beat Frazier twice after his first loss. Classic matchups. All those dudes either beat or won against one another. You see what I'm saying? And these classic styles make classic fights. And in saying that, just the fight science is beautiful, man. The fight science, the triangle theory, all that at its best when you get great fighters who all fight one another, you know? And we get to make good bets and all that good stuff. Now we're about to witness and see, bear witness and see, then gauge afterwards how the triangle theory works out, if it does play out, with Floyd Mayweather Jr., Juan Marquez, and Manny Pacquiao. All right? Y'all keep bossing up. Fight the best to be the best. Stay on it. Stay in shape. We love boxing.